my channel. I'm about to do my nails, so I thought I would film it for YouTube. This whole video is probably going to be a lot of do as I say, not as I do type of tips, because I have like my own way of doing my nails, but it's not necessarily like the correct way. I'm going to put some of my favorite like nail influencers on the screen right now, because these are the people that you'll learn like actually how to care for your nails and how to take care of your nails from. So this is not necessarily the right way to do your nails, it's just how I do them, how it works for me, and they stay on for me for about like 2 weeks, I would say. I do gel and I do designs as well, so I use like tiny little nail art brushes and I paint little designs on my nails. I'll put some of my favorite, gosh, what's the favorite set I've ever done? I'll put some of my favorites on the screen so you can kind of get an idea for what I do, but follow me on Instagram if you want like nail inspo, because I always post on stories and I have a highlight of all the nail designs I've done. And then also Pinterest is like a huge place that I got my inspiration from. I got all my supplies out already. I'm just sitting at my coffee table. I put a paper towel down to like protect this table a little bit. I think it should be fine. I've done them here once before. I am missing something. I always need like little pieces of cardboard or paper, something to put my polish down onto when I want to do designs, so it's like a little palette. So I will run through all of my supplies. They are linked on my Amazon storefront. I have this nail light. Again, I don't know if this is like the best in the business, but it's just the one I have and it works well. I have a couple nail files, like an actual file for shaping, and then a buffer. I have a couple like cotton wipes. I have all of the colors that I'm gonna need today. I have white, the kind of like white space color I use, so that's like the neutral pink, that's kind of like your nail but better color. This is my favorite one. I'll link it because I don't know how to tell which color this is, but really like that. I'm gonna do a light pink for my design. I also have a nail strengthener, cuticle remover, base coat, top coat, cuticle oil, cuticle trimmer, cuticle pusher, and then the nail art brush. I also have rubbing alcohol, because I found that if I clean my nails with rubbing alcohol before I put anything on them, they do stay a little bit longer. That's all that I'm working with. I do have a set on right now that I need to take off, and a couple nails have broken, so I need to file them all down to be the same length. This is what we're working with. I feel like the way that you take off your gel kind of makes or breaks how strong your nails are going to be in the future. So I used to use an electric file, and I would file all the nail polish off. Unless you're very skilled at that, I think you're pretty much always going to be making your nails thinner and thinner and thinner. So instead, I switched to using this gel polish remover. This is from Amazon. It's just this solution that you paint over top of your gel, and it like bubbles it up and removes it. I prefer this because A, I think it's less likely to make my nails weaker, but also I can still be doing stuff while the gel polish is dissolving. It's not like my hands are stuck soaking. There is a little bit of filing involved. You just file off the top shiny coat, and then you paint this on, and you wait like 10 minutes, and then you should just be able to scrape it off. So that's what I'm going to do right now, and then afterwards I'll move on to my cuticles. Alright, all the gel is removed and I filed them down to be the same length. Now I'm going to do my cuticles. For cuticles, I use the Sally Hansen Instant Cuticle Remover. It's just this stuff that you put. I actually have no idea how it works. It's kind of spooky, but I feel like this is the step that really makes your at-home manicure look a little bit more professional, is the cuticles. So you just squeeze this onto your cuticles, and then you wait 15 seconds, and then you push it back with a cuticle pusher, and then you wash your hands because you don't want this to stay on your skin for too long. But after I wash this stuff off, I go in with cuticle scissors if I need to and kind of cut anything that's left. Alright, so this is what my nails look like all prepped and ready to go. So next is like the actual polish and design. I always start with rubbing alcohol, so this cleans off any oils or anything that's left on my actual fingernails. After the rubbing alcohol, I use the Olive and June nail strengthener, and I let that sit a little bit, and then I do the base coat. This gets cured under the light. The time that you spend curing totally depends on the brand that you have, so read the back of your bottles. But I do base coat, and then I'll do the light pink like white space color I talked about. I think for today's design, I'm going to do little tiny pink smiley faces where the head is pink and then the face is white. I think that might look cute. So I have this baby pink color picked out. I don't love this brand because this has a 90-second dry time, and I kind of prefer the ones that have like a 60-second dry time. but that's okay. And then I just have my white polish set up too. After I do the design and everything, I'll do my top coat, and then I finish up with a little cuticle oil. Again, all the products that I like and recommend are on my Amazon storefront, but the design part is where I get the most questions, because most people can kind of do the polish on their own, or at least like figure out that step. But the designs, honestly, I don't necessarily have any tips, but you really just need to like go slow and take your time. And especially with the smiley face design, I will, like, once I get maybe the smile the way that I like it, I'll cure it, and I want to lock that in, and then I'll move on to the eyes, and then I'll cure it. So you really just like can use the gel light to your advantage, because once you have a stroke that you like, you can go ahead and lock that in. So as long as you haven't put your nails under the light, you can just take some of that rubbing alcohol and just wipe off that design and completely start over. So kind of work in stages and figure out a stroke or figure out like a dot that you like, and then go ahead and cure it and lock that in, and then you can finish with the rest of your design. That's what I do with the smiley faces in particular, because I really want the mouth to be like nice and thin. So let me go ahead and get that like base color down, and then I'll try and talk you through my mindset and my process of doing the design. Alright, the baby pink base coat for this design is done and it's cured, so I'm gonna do the design now. I start with like this little piece of cardboard. This is literally a tag from a pair of shorts I just bought from Target, but I use this as my little palette. So I go ahead and prep little puddles of every color I'm gonna need for the design, and I just kind of like smear it so that I have some to grab from, because I don't want to keep the bottles open the whole time. So I have my little palette of colors, and then I just use my little brushes to do the design. Since it's a smiley face, I'm going to start with the dotting tool. These brushes have two sides to them, so it's like a dotting tool on one end, and then the other side is a tiny little brush. So I'm going to make the circle for the smiley face. All right, I just put a little dot on my thumb. You probably can't really even see it, but I think it shows up enough. So I am going to put all of the dots for all of the faces kind of randomly around my nails, and then we'll cure that, and then we'll go in and add the actual smiley face. I cannot tell if these are cute. All right, I kind of hate these. I think I'm gonna take them up and start from square one. All right, I'm gonna find a design and start over, but I'll show you what I end up with. All right, I swapped out the smiley faces for like this little abstract white and baby pink squiggle. I have so much to do today, so that will have to do, but I'm gonna do my other hand now. I do the same exact steps. I don't really have many tips for like doing your non-dominant hand, other than just practice, honestly. If you do like an easier version of your dominant design on your non-dominant hand, that's like a good place to start. But the more that you do your non-dominant hand, the better it will start to look. So that's really my only advice. All right, I'm gonna finish up my other hand now, and then I'll show you what everything looks like at the end. All right, both hands are done now. Not my best work, not my worst either. They'll do for now. I might change them in the next week or so. Everything I use is in my Amazon storefront. I'll link my favorite nail creators in the description box below. But I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in my next video.